Check, check, check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I am Seafood Joe.
I'm Briley.
And we Blight Love, man. And we bite with the second season of Lame Shit Different Day. Y'all tap in, y'all tune in, and vibe with them, man. We got some catching up to do. You did what I'm saying? So, yo.
Girl, let me tell you. And guess what else? And let me tell you. It's a mess. And let me tell you. You know the rest. Y'all, let me tell you. That's how it is.
Yeah, man, we welcome y'all back, man. We glad to be here. It had been a minute. It been a minute, dog. Like, I don't even know when the last episode we did. Was it November 2019? I think it's November 2019. I should have looked. I think it's November. I think it's November 2019, man. But either way, we here, y'all. Whew. Where the hell to start? All right. Well, first, let me explain my absence, and I say my because it was my shit that made us have to stop in the first place. The way life would have it, the way God would have it, I ended up having some throat issues, some throat complications. I wasn't really sure of what it was at the time, but in November I went to the doctor, and I went to a ear, nose, and throat doctor, and I just got them to see like what's going on with my throat, because it was just discomfort. Like I couldn't hit certain notes when it come to like singing and rapping. It was certain pockets in my throat I couldn't go in without like discomfort. When I say discomfort, I mean like sometimes my voice would just go out. Like if I try to go in certain pockets of my voice and in my throat, I just couldn't produce sound. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I could, but it wouldn't. It was bad. You know what I mean? But come to find out I have silent reflux, which is actually ironic because I had no idea, but I guess that's why the shit called silent. And it made me shut the fuck up a little bit. So I guess it does deserve its name. But it just took some time, man, to figure out what was going on and how to remedy what was going on. I took some medicine. I don't fuck with medicine. So I took the medicine. I want to say I took that medicine for like a year. I took it for a while.
It was a while.
I took it for at least a year, I think. And I just chilled on it, man, because I was just like, all medicine that they give us have like side effects. If I keep taking this shit longer than a year, this shit gonna be a problem. So after a year, stopped taking it and just started doing more natural remedies. And my shit a lot better now. It ain't perfect. I still struggle with it. But in the meantime, between time, since we ain't been here, it been some shit going on. Number one for me, as far as what's been going on, a shit ton of growth. Just learning myself, learning my purpose, learning what I'm here for, learning like things that I was doing unintentionally and unconsciously that were getting in the way of certain things I was striving to do. Just basically overcoming my ego, which we talked about in the last season. And
still figuring that out.
Facts. That's a lifelong thing though. You know what I mean? Your ego gonna always be there, and you never know when it's gonna flare up or what's gonna cause it to flare up. And you just gotta, that's where mindfulness come in. You gotta be mindful and just make sure you on top of your shit. But working on that, man. But aside from working on that, we was working on a project. We was working on a mixtape called Sounds of Blight Love Volume 1. And that bitch is out right now.
On all platforms.
All platforms. Which that was a struggle in itself. Oh my God, that was a struggle.
Took 2 months.
Yes, it took 2 fucking months
Thanks,
to get
CD
that
Baby.
shit. Yeah, man. Thanks, CD Baby, and thanks to you artists who rent beats and shit and don't do your paperwork and your publishing shit right and cause issues for other artists. Shout out to y'all motherfuckers. But but we here though, man, and we here out of love. We here with vibes, man. We here just to spread love and whatever little knowledge we come across in life. You know what I mean? And really just to connect on some positive shit. But it's been dope, man. But even in the midst of the shit that I was dealing with my vocals, I couldn't sacrifice the project. Like, we chilled on the podcast, to be honest, because it's just prioritizing. We chilled on the podcast, but we couldn't chill on the project. I couldn't chill on the project. Her shit straight. My vocal shit was an issue. And I took a break. I can't think of how long I stopped recording. I think I stopped recording for a year.
Yeah.
I think I started recording for. I think I didn't record.
That was
for
longer. You
said that was longer.
You stopped recording.
I started recording
for
in November.
Then
You right, because I stopped recording in November, and I didn't start recording my parts for the project until about May-ish.
And
April-ish.
The last episode, from what I saw on YouTube, was October 18th.
Oh, really? Ain't that some shit? 10,
Not
18.
this year, of course, but
2019.
Yeah. Well, it didn't tell me the year.
It had to be 2019.
But yeah.
It's 2021, so it had to be 2019. We didn't do shit in 2020 with the podcast. COVID and all that. No, damn, no. You right, because we did the podcast during COVID.
That was
so yeah, that was 2020. That was 2020. You are absolutely right.
We had a lot of time.
Yeah, but see, like that's the crazy shit. Like the way the time was in that time, it was just I don't know. That was a weird.
We weren't used to having that much time because the world is so fast paced now that things are picking back up. It's kind of odd to find the time. It's like we went through this weird portal.
Yeah. Time was just weird. Time was weird in that time. You know what I mean? Because so much was happening. Like, I know November 2019 stands out to me so much because, of course, that's when me and you got sick. We got sick as fuck for 2 weeks apart. Like, you had your two, I had my two.
Mm-hmm.
And back to back too. You know what I mean? We just had a sick ass house for like a month straight. And
then
I slick think we had COVID. We slick think we might have had COVID before they shut shit down in March. But
and I got sick again in March.
See, I didn't get
sick
that time.
Right when they told us to go home and work from home.
Work from home, niggers.
I got sick. We went home that Friday. By that Saturday, I was sick. I was like, why do I feel like this?
Mm-hmm.
And I think I probably had it. Like, I think I might have had it then. But I don't know.
If you would have had it then, I would have got it then. Because I'm in the house.
You got sick shortly after.
Not in March?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
You weren't sick like me, though. I actually had lost my sense of smell and taste.
But that was in November when you lost your sense of smell.
No, it wasn't. It was in March.
What happened
in November? This is how I know. In November, when I got sick, I was still working at the building. And I had to go to training in Savannah, and I was getting over my cold. When I came home, you was just getting the real icky part of you being sick.
That was November 2019. Because
so
I do remember you went to Savannah and shit, and I was at the crib sick as fuck. Because I remember having conversations with God, like, man, what the hell going on?
And
but
I was sick, and because I was excited to be in Savannah, and I wanted to eat at all these places, but I didn't have an appetite still.
That was November. And that was early November, because I remember like the November 7th. November 7th was a day that stood out for me. So, okay. All right. So we probably had COVID in March, maybe?
Maybe.
I ain't lose my sense of smell. I ain't lose none of that shit. I just was hot as fuck, and it took me some time to shake that fever.
He had slight shortness of breath.
Yeah. But come to find out, and I literally learned this maybe a month ago. That's a symptom from silent reflux.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that.
Like, just learned that. I didn't even know that shit. But I just was like, hold on, I ain't never had no difficulties with breathing and shit. You know what I mean? But you right. That was March.
But we stayed home though during all of that. Like, we didn't go nowhere or nothing. We stayed home, nursed ourselves back to health. We was outside getting sunlight, exercising, because I made sure I sweated that mess out. I'm like, look, I just got done being sick. I ain't trying to be sick again. And with all the new pandemic stuff, we was just finding out about it.
I ain't think about that shit.
That was a lot.
That
for
dead
me.
ass was November, cause you was gone when I was sick. Like you dead ass was. I forgot all about that. Well, I ain't forget. I just didn't think about that was what was going on 2019. Cause I ain't gonna lie, from 2019 to about the end of 2020, all that shit kind of just ran together.
We went through a weird portal.
That shit just ran together. But anyway, so I went a little over a year recording. I just didn't record because I didn't know exactly what I needed to do for my voice. And Aprilish, Aprilish, Mayish 2020, I laid my vocals, mixed the project, and July 11th, we put out the project on our website. Then 2 months later, 2 months later in September, that bit finally got on our platforms. So y'all go, man. Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Shazam that motherfucker, Deezer that motherfucker, whatever you gotta do. Check out the project, man. It's hard. I ain't just saying that because we own it. It's hard. And I ain't gonna lie to you. It ain't our best. It's not.
The best is yet to come.
Yeah. It's a mixtape. We approached it like a mixtape. It wasn't intended to be the fucking pinnacle. It was intended to be an appetizer. It was intended to be an introduction. You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a little taste.
Yeah.
It's a little taste.
You know what I mean?
It's a little taste.
But
we're gonna have that link down there in the bottom though.
Yes, definitely. And we'd appreciate it, man, if y'all just take out your time and stream it, man. I think y'all will appreciate it. I think y'all would thoroughly appreciate it, actually. It's called Sounds of Black Love, BLYKE_LOVE, Volume 1. Go check us out, man. But it's some shit going on, like nowish in the world that I know me personally I want to talk about. Number one being the Kanye West Drink Champs interview.
It's a lot of people that think he tripping, but and only because he spoke on certain people and those people they take a liking to.
Yeah.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
around all of that small itty bitty little opinions, because those were opinions,
Yeah.
and he made sure he said that it's just my opinions.
Mhm.
He dropped some knowledge gems and some stuff that I know will shift some things for the world.
If we listen,
Not
if we
just
pay
the
attention.
world, but us as black people as a whole.
Yeah.
This man ain't as crazy as y'all think he is. He do some off the wall stuff, but it take people that is brave enough to do these off the wall things to move some stuff. I'm the scary person. I'll follow, but I'm, bust the wall down though. I gotta see. I'm rooting.
See, I'm on the I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum. I'm on the Kanye end of the spectrum. I think anybody that know me knows that like I'm in that Kanye vein of moving how I think. Like he's in my tribe. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas like him, niggas like Lupe, they in my tribe. Just as far as like how they think and what their mission is. Like it's just certain people got the same mission no matter what level of the mission we at, because them niggas is way well off more than I am on a financial level, but on a mental and spirit level, we kindred spirits damn near, so it's like it's a valuable thing to find your tribe and support your tribe, whether you know them personally or whether there's some celebrity or off in the distance person. Find your tribe, support your tribe, because your tribe supports you even if y'all don't know each other. But I never thought Ye was crazy. I remember having several in-depth debates on Facebook with people when he did the MAGA hat shit. And I just didn't see that the way other folks saw that. I got it. I understood it. You know what I mean? Most things he do, I understand. And I understand that he's one of our revolutionaries. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, if nothing shows that he's one of our revolutionaries, the George Bush don't like black people shit, don't care about black people shit, like that was a revolutionary move, whether we realize it or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He put a lot on the line when he said that, because he said that at the height of his shit.
At the height,
you know what I mean?
Live television.
Yes, but
ain't no taking back.
And people be like, old Kanye, new Kanye, all of that. I just see one Kanye. I just see a progression though. I see a progression though. But my take on the drink champ shit. First of all, shout out to Nori.
Yes.
Shout out to Nori, man. Shout out to Noriega. It was a
DJ,
great DJ effing.
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all did a great job with that interview. I know Noriega wanted to like tap in and chime in a lot more, but Kanye one of them people. If you interview Kanye, you just gotta let bro flow. And I understand it because we both life path 11s. So I understand like when that lightning rod of inspiration or divine insight come, you just gotta like throw it up. Like you just gotta just get that shit out. And shit can throw off your train of thought when you in that space, man. And you can lose connection, or maybe you'll just kind of lose some of the insight that you're trying to spill out. So I understand why Nori, which I'm glad he did, he kind of just sat back and let bro do what he had to do, say what he had to say. But I don't know, man. I think it was a dope interview. Kanye did make me cringe in certain parts. And it wasn't because I disagreed or nothing. And even if I did disagree, the thing is, you can disagree with somebody and still be like in full support. You know what I mean? Like we can disagree over the details, but the overall what we doing, you can still agree on that tip. And when it come to me, I full-fledged, wholeheartedly agree with what his whole mission is. You know what I mean? Like what he trying to do, because the same shit he trying to do around the world, I'm trying to do in the city I'm from. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to do in the South. Like it's just opening minds, like spreading knowledge, like helping people be empowered thinkers instead of disempowered thinkers. You know what I mean? Because a big majority of this world, especially in American society, we disempowered. All our power, the shit God gave us, like we compromise that for $1. We compromise that for clout. We compromise that to fit in. We compromise that when we ain't brave enough or had the courage to really just step out here and live out loud. That's what LOL mean to me, live out loud. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm in full support of that. But the shit that really made me cringe was what some people would call brutal honesty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That, and then also too, I can tell Ye he ain't okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's not okay. You know what I mean? And I had some conversations on Facebook with some folks about the interview, and they didn't necessarily see what I saw. Or should I say they didn't see what I sensed. But if you listen to the interview, he literally said about 2 or 3 times in the interview without flat out saying it, he literally did say, though, I'm not okay. Like there's a part in there where he was saying he talked to a healer, and the healer said that he's dealing with resentment from past lives. But he didn't mean like past lives on some reincarnation shit. He was meaning like different phases of this lifetime that he done been in, hurt. Because you got to think, bro, he was dealing with breaking up with his fiance and the loss of his mama at the same time during graduation. And right after his mama passed, he had to do an award performance. I can't remember which show. It could have been like the BET shit, or it could have been, it wasn't the Grammys, I don't think. It was the one when he did Hey Mama. It's one of his best performances. He performed Hey Mama. And shit down there made me cry, to be all the way real. I actually want to watch that performance again, because it's just an amazing, heartfelt, just real ass. It just, I love Ye because you get to see a real human being.
That's all. Like
You get to see a real human when you see Kanye.
in they the
Yeah.
fullness of who they are.
Yes. You know what I mean? And that's that courage and that bravery that we was speaking on, man. But he had that going on, but then he falling out with friends, people in his team that don't understand where he coming from, finding out he was bipolar, you know what I mean? Like the opioid addiction that he faced and battled with, that he was talking about on TMZ. What he's saying be taken out of context on TMZ, because everybody just latched on to the slave shit. But I'm like, bro, if you listen to the next 3 sentences, you wouldn't be mad about the slavery statement. If you didn't stop listening and just continue to listen, the next 3 sentences, dog, he's very much so explaining why he said that. And he even corrected himself. You know what I mean? Like, but people ain't see that. But he still had to deal with that.
Mm-hmm.
On top of the Taylor Swift shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The shit with Jay-Z. Like, all of this stuff take a toll. That's the thing about life. All these little chinks in our armor, chips in our armor, all this shit accumulates over time. And it matters. And more, it just weakens you if you ain't careful and if you don't rest and if you don't heal and if you don't address it and face it. It'll before you know it, a small thing grows into a big thing. It's like a snowball effect. So when I saw the Drink Champ shit, I just could see that. Like I saw that, I heard it, I sensed it, I felt it. I can tell, like, yeah, shit taking a toll on bro.
And he don't really get the opportunity to speak on it like that. So every time he does speak, which is seldom, not everything, but I guess you can say everything. Everything he say winds up getting taken out of context. Like, nobody really
Facts.
takes the time out to really hear what he's saying. And it's crazy because it's like, we went to school learning about context clues, but
Facts.
we take everything out of context. I'm guilty
Facts.
of it too. I do this on the regular,
It's human.
but
It's a human thing.
it is. But it's like all the evidence is there for whatever that you need to know or whatever you're trying to figure out. And I just think we got to stop writing each other off.
Facts.
Like we write each other off too quick because we feel something about what somebody said. Just honestly, them being honest.
Yep.
Now, it is hard for some people like me to accept the truth a lot of times, but at least personally, I find myself being more accepting of it. I might fight it a little bit, but I wind up calming down with it because it's like you already know, like you just have to really try harder to pay attention to your subconscious. But Ye, though, I just really wish we knew as a whole how he is actually for us and not against us. But everybody thinks that he's against us and he's not.
Bro.
Same thing with Dave Chappelle. We actually have leaders in these positions that are actually out for the betterment of all of us, but we put ourselves down, and he spoke on that as well.
Yeah, man.
But even,
Cancel culture.
which now has been proven thanks to Dave Chappelle, although we already knew this too, it don't exist. Cancel culture, it exists to a certain degree. It does, because it does affect people's lives and their money and all that, because we saw that with the baby and how his money kind of got messed up because all these folks was dropping him from the lineup of these shows. But them same people that counseled him said, oh, he's okay now. We're just trying to do this and this and this. And I'm just like, who are these people? But Dave Chappelle still ain't counseled, though. He's not. Which means we still have, they don't have no control over us.
Shit, no.
So
no
it's
human
like,
does. No human has control over you.
You might
no human.
You might can cause a little ripple, but you ain't causing no wave though. Cancel culture. But
I agree with what you said. It's only one thing I want to just add into the mix. I don't think Dave Chappelle was the first person to show us that cancel culture ain't really real.
who, Prince?
Kanye.
When?
TMZ.
That's true, because Kanye still been on top even after that.
The nigga became a billionaire after that. That ain't start Ye train.
Even with clothes that everybody claim they don't like.
Yeah, that don't start Ye. The thing is, we are God made, not man made.
And he knows that fully.
100%. 100%.
And he also said that in the interview.
Yeah. Not in them words, but that was the point.
And people also have an issue with, which I know you deal with too, the fact that he knows exactly who he is.
Yeah.
It's a, for whatever reason, it's a trigger and it's a threat to other people because of the fact that other people don't quite know who they are all the way. They think they do, but that's our ego. I'm one of those people. My ego makes me feel like I know who I am when really I'm really struggling at times to figure out certain things and understand certain things. But people really feel threatened when somebody know who they are and they live in it. They move in it and don't nobody shake, shift, nothing in it. And that's really how we are supposed to be if we are made in God's image. God is non-wavering. God is, I am that I am. You got to know that and believe that for yourself. And Kanye is moving in that. You move in that. And people feel
it's intimidating.
Their ego is threatened.
Yeah.
Because it make them feel like they're not capable of the same thing when, lo and behold, you are.
I think that's a part of it. But I think it's another part of it too. I think it's when your ego big, sometimes you think you occupy all the space, like on the ego level. Like, and what I mean is you want everybody to maneuver around your ego. You feel like your ego so big that when you walk through the crowd, everybody else supposed to move. You ain't supposed to adjust. You know what I mean? But when you come around a character like Kanye, or not even just a Kanye, like just anybody who's sure of themselves and who operate out of their own authenticity, it shows your ego, and your ego don't like to know this. Like certain people's ego can't handle the fact like, damn, this person's ego or this person's purpose or this person just period as a being doesn't adjust and maneuver around my ego. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we all got our own energy field and our own space. When I come into your space, it's not my job to cater to your space. It's my job to operate in my space. You know what I mean?
I think
Shout out to Tom. But it's our job to operate in our space. You know what I mean? And it's like, the thing is, the reason why people feel so much about a person like Kanye is he ain't as programmed as majority of society. Because we program. And if you don't know we program, you got to really ask yourself, where do your beliefs come from? Whatever you believe, where it come from? Who does it come from? Who made you feel like what's bad to you is bad to you? Who made you feel like what's good to you is good to you? Who made you get mad at a person for wearing a hat?
And really sit down and think about it. Because your first initial answer will be me. I thought about it because no,
it ain't you.
Did you?
It's somebody else.
Your grandma taught you that? Why she taught you that? Who told her?
Exactly. And you can just go down the family tree like that.
But what is the reason why for this? If you can't really answer that, then maybe it's a programming.
And let's just be clear now. We all programmed. But the thing is, who programmed you? We all programmed. Kanye programmed. I'm programmed. But who programmed us? You know what I mean? Like, I'm at a space in my life now. I deleted a shit ton of other motherfuckers programming, and I'm operating out of programs that I created. You know what I mean? Or I took programs that was compatible with my operating system, which is my mind, and I decided like, hey, I'm going to improve these programs. I don't have to completely delete them and erase them because they have value and they serve me. I had to adjust my programs to make sure that they fit my operating system. Because just like with the computer, like over the time I've been missing because I've been working with my voice and shit, so I ain't really just been doing the podcast with Kaya. In the midst of that, we've gotten new equipment. In the midst of that, I done started producing. In the midst of that, I use a newer version of Pro Tools. In the midst of that, I switched our whole like recording operation from one computer to another computer. I had a period of time where it was a struggle to even use the new software because I had to make sure that it worked with the new operating system. All the programs I was using didn't work with the new operating system. So I had to make sure that they were compatible. And the same thing happens in our minds with our own programming. As you grow and evolve, you have to update your programs. you have to update these things and make sure that they're compatible with who you are in this point in your life. Who I am now, I've never been before. I've never been who I am now. I don't even know what version of me I am now. But this is damn sure the best version I've ever been. I give a fuck so little now, it's ridiculous. And I still give a fuck a little bit because I still got certain programs that I need to update. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, at the end of the day, man, you got to ask yourself why you feel how you feel. And we talked about this in an episode in the last season. But the conversation evolves. We could talk about this shit every episode and it'll evolve a little more. At least for me, I can definitely say for me, because this is something I work on daily. Like, it's an everyday thing, unprogramming shit, like reprogramming shit, like unlearning shit, relearning shit, but learning it the right way. It's a constant day-to-day thing for me. But that nigga Kanye, bro, like, man.
Bugging and debugging devices
Man,
and vice versa.
Look, man. Yay on, hear ye, hear ye. That's why we named the episode that, hear ye, hear ye. You know what I mean? Hear him. Like, really understand where bro coming from.
I just love, like, at first when I heard he changed his name to just Ye, no middle, no last name, nothing. I was like, what the hell this man done did? Okay, he done did something else. Let's see what he got up his sleeve, because everything he does has a reason, which you can also hear and see in the interview when he explains his haircut. Really everything, but definitely his haircut. So, what I was saying, I lost train of thought.
I was talking about hear ye, and you was talking about how
his
everything.
Name.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, with Ye, it looks like Ye. And you see it, like you brought to my attention that you see it over and over and over and over and over again, like in the Bible.
Oh, yes.
But you also hear it in like other literature too.
Mm-hmm. From that time.
When you hear it, it's always like referring to self. Hear ye, hear me. So with him saying yay, and it looks like ye, it's like
me.
He's saying me.
Me. Lame shit.
I'm me.
Lame shit.
Can't nobody change that. I'm me. I'm yay, nigga. Like
lame shit.
So that from that aspect, I love it. Like, yes. Like, do that. Like, people got mad at him when he was saying I'm a god. That was him actually realizing like who I am as a person.
Thank you for saying that. Cause guess what? Not everybody a god. Not everybody think
gods
they're
and
God.
goddesses.
Everybody calling themselves gods and goddesses now. Like, that shit is funny.
That man was woke before y'all was woken up.
But
I say that.
I told my homie Player G, man. I told Player G today.
Shout out to Player.
Yeah, shout out to Player, man. I told Player G today in the comments, we was talking about the drink champ shit, and I was just like, bro, Kanye ahead of his time, man. That man already thinking about 2050. We in 2021. That nigga already thinking about 2050. You know what I mean? So the thing about being ahead of your time and thinking that far into the future, and not only thinking that far ahead, but moving and taking action that's gonna actually come to fruition that far ahead, people, you look crazy to people today. You know what I mean? Like, people thought Dave Chappelle was crazy for going to Africa. They thought he was crazy for that. But don't it make more sense now? It make a lot more sense now, don't it? You know what I mean? Like,
stuff ain't always about the money grab.
And on top of that, you can't be short-sighted. You gotta be able to see past your nose. If all you see is this, I couldn't even see what's right there. If like, all I see is this, you know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta have vision, man. You really gotta have vision.
It's like what you always tell me, like, you gotta know what you stand for. You gotta know your purpose. Ye know his purpose. He know what he stand for. Dave Chappelle know what he stand for. He know his purpose. So no amount of money is gonna stop them from doing. I mean, they're gonna want their money and make their money, but it's not gonna make them put down what they stand for. You got everybody be talking about 10 toes down,
Yeah.
they are the example.
Yeah. You
When
gotta
he
be
left
10.
50 mil on the table,
Yeah.
that was the example.
And he got more later. That's
whole
the
lot
thing.
more.
That's the thing, y'all. He left 50 million. And I think he got 60 million later with the Netflix shit. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on
I
that.
don't know the amount.
Don't
but,
quote me on that. But I know he got more than what he left with the Netflix shit.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, y'all, that's a lesson in 1, persistence, 2, perseverance, 3, sticking to your guns, knowing who you are, and what you represent, and not compromising that, and patience.
That was what I was gonna
Patience.
say.
He waited. And the opportunity that was right for him, that was compatible with his operating system, he waited until he got to the point where he found some software in his programming that was compatible with his operating system, and he updated it.
He also had faith.
He updated it.
Both of them had faith that it would happen. Whatever it was going to be,
Gotta have faith.
they knew that I'm going to be good
Gotta have
regardless.
faith. Gotta
So-
have faith. And to be honest, let's just be clear. You might not know how you gonna be good, but you gotta know you gonna be good. Like, I have no idea how I'm gonna die a wealthy man, but I've known most of my life, boy, I'm dying very wealthy. I can't tell you the step by step. I do have a plan. I am taking my steps. I done had this shit written out in my mind since I was 12. I'm taking my steps. But at 12, I couldn't foresee that I would be doing a podcast because I didn't even know about the internet. I didn't know. It was 1997 when I was 12. I'm 36 years old. It's a lot of shit that we're living in right now. I didn't know streaming music would be a thing, but guess what I knew at 12? I'm going to be doing music, nigga. I knew that because I knew it was in me, not on me. So in your life, you know what I mean? Just sit down and really think about shit in your life and ask yourself, am I doing this for the right now, or am I doing this for the purpose of it? Because if you're doing it for the purpose of it, remember, even a broken clock right twice a day, your time is gonna come. Just keep going. Just keep going, bro.
I just told Carlo last night, like, as far as thinking about myself, I dreamt and fantasized and always wanted to sing and dance. It's always what I wanted to do. I ain't think about nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
And lo and behold, because even then when I had those dreams about doing it, I still had some slight disbelief, like I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm too scared or this, that, and next. But here I am.
Yep.
Doing it.
Yep.
Because I decided to take just one literally the smallest step to be like, I'm gonna at least be on somebody's song. Somebody asked me to sing, to feature, I'm gonna do it. And one particular person just kept asking me. It started in high school, but after high school, one particular person kept asking me. Shout out to Naka. Kept asking me.
He just dropped something, didn't he?
He did. I gotta go check it out.
Hey, y'all go stream OG Naka. That's Naka. Shout out to Naka. I don't know bro like that, but I support anybody who trying to do some shit with their life. So shout out to OG Naka. Plus 2, if he Kanye family, he my family. But shout out to OG Naka, man. Y'all check it out. You know the name of the project?
I don't.
Check out OG
No,
Naka.
Purple Hearts. I think it's called
Purple Hearts. Purple Hearts. I did see it. I just couldn't remember it. Check it out, man. We need to listen to that. Maybe tonight.
Yeah, because I said I want to listen to it.
Listen
I do
to
wanna
it,
listen
share it, do all that shit.
But Naka was and he just said he missed working with me too. So thanks to Naka, that helped push me a little bit and be just a little bit more confident in my singing, like him and his family. And shortly after that, I started working with Carlo, Seafood Joe. Bam.
But also, hold on though, because me and you wouldn't have connected without Lala. Just doing backup singing.
Because she allowed me to do backup. Like, she asked me and I was like, yeah. Because me and her used to sing all the time in hallways, in the car, in the house. It didn't matter. We just going to be singing. And she was actually singing, actually living it, performing and recording. And I was just getting my feet wet. So I'm like, I'm scared, but I stick. Let me dip my toe. So I dipped my toe.
Do the CeeLo shit?
Dip a toe.
Hey, shout out what that was, American Guy, American Dad.
Mm-hmm.
I nigga said American Guy. I done created a whole fucking collab. But yeah, American Dad, that shit funny. I love that episode.
Shout out to Sheilo. Shout out to CeeLo. And Goody Mob.
Yeah, man. Ain't that a good segue? That's a great segue right there. Speaking of Goody Mob, man. For me, I can't say for you, but I'm pretty sure I can say for her, but I let her speak for herself 'cause she her own human. But for me, it was a dream come true to be able to share the same stage as Goody Mob. So with that said, November 20th, literally in a couple of weeks, about 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks, a little more than 2 maybe.
2.
Nah, yeah, it might be about 2, but in about 2 weeks, man, we opening up for Goody Mob. We opening up for Goody Mob in Albany, Georgia. Shout out to Janita Lane. Shout out to her, man. What's her firm company name? J Lane.
J Lane Law Group.
Shout out to them, man. Shout out to
she's
you.
also a lawyer.
Yes, an entertainment lawyer.
And she has, I think she does that too.
Mm-hmm.
And she has an entertainment group, so it's J Lane Entertainment Group as well. So shout out to her, man. She doing.
Shout out to you, man.
She doing big things, man.
Man, look, if you ain't aware that you've touched anybody's life in your life, which I'm sure you know you have, you definitely touched my life with this opportunity.
Yes.
With this opportunity, you have definitely touched my life specifically. Like, this has been a dream. And me and Kaya, we done been sitting down formulating a secret plan to get to fuck with the Dungeon family for years. We put out a project called Dear Organized Noise in 2018. In 2018, we put out a project called Dear Organized Noise. It was a Joe Henson project, but that's basically a Blight Love project because she on every song, and it ain't but 6, I think. 5 or 6. It's an EP, but she on all of them. But
Number I had in my head was 7.
And that's actually where Blight Love come from. Like, that was the project that really made us be like, hey man, we need to do a group, like, for real. But we got a plan, man. We gonna fuck with the Dungeon family. Dungeon family is gonna be like contacts in our phone. Like, we gonna be able to hit all them niggas up, and it's due time, man.
Now get this. We don't know how that night gonna turn out. I'm just happy to be a part of it.
I know how it's gonna turn out because I'm already manifesting that shit.
Say that there. But I wouldn't say I had a dream about being on the same stage growing up with them, but I always loved Dungeon family music. Facts. So to even in my hometown with other legends from our hometown that I love them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, to even be on the same stage is like an honor.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
So, but this is what I was going to say. So some years ago, right, my mama, and I don't know how true this is, but she has a classmate who she was talking to. She wasn't talking to him like dating or nothing, but they had reconnected and they was communicating. And this is when I had just started performing it.
Airwise?
707.
Okay.
717. And she was talking to him about that, and he was like, well, you know, my brother is CeeLo and all this type of stuff. And at the time, CeeLo, I think, was working on some kind of show. And he was like, well, I can holler at him and, you know, y'all can link up and blah, blah, blah. So I'm all excited, like, oh, snap. Wait a minute. Okay, but nothing happened with that. Like, no communication or nothing. But I always had it in my brain. And I'm just like, somewhere down the line, I'm going to see and meet this man. And we're going to talk. And he's going to croon to me. And I'm going to sing to him. So, and this was back in 2014 or 15.
Yep, 15.
To go from 2015 to 2021, and now we're finna perform on the same stage as Goody Mob. You just never know. Like, it just takes time. It just takes time. Like, with certain stuff, I never would have imagined this. So it's like, rain down on me, God, with all the blessings, basically.
It's just the power of the mind, man. Like, that's literally what we talking about right now. That's the power of the mind. Like, that's the thing, man. If God took me off this earth tomorrow, I just want y'all to understand, and I've been drilling this to niggas like since 2008, but I've been drilling this in people's head. The power of your mind, man. Like, use your mind. It's your best tool. It's your greatest strength. Use your mind. And I mean use it in every capacity you can to be an asset and not a liability. Use it to manifest opportunities. You don't have to chase a dream if you attract it. You know what I mean? Like, use the power of manifestation. Like, if I would have known about the power of manifestation when I was a kid, I would have never met Kaya. Like, I would have been rich as fuck by 17 if I had knew about that. But I didn't learn about it until later in life, but I learned about it at the right time. But everything we talking about is just the power of the mind. And what I mean when I say the power of the mind, you have to have the vision and see the vision. You got to know what you want for yourself and walk in that. And if you walk in it, just like if you travel anywhere, you can get in your car right now and go anywhere. Even if you know where you're going, you're going to see things on the way there that you didn't expect to see. If you don't believe it, try it. After this podcast, pick a destination and drive there. Even if you done drove that same path a million times, you might see somebody walking down the street you never saw. You might see a car you never saw. You might see it's something on the way. It's going to be many things on the way that you're going to see that you ain't never saw before.
Example, we went on a walk recently, and we just keep seeing a string of messed up mailboxes.
Facts.
We ain't never seen that.
Nobody mailbox had a fucking door on it. That shit was weird.
No doors. Some of them week before, all of them like had been smashed and knocked down some kind of way. Like, we was like, I'm just like, why everybody mailbox like this all of a sudden?
Yep. But it's just the power of the mind, man. You know, and a lot of people don't fuck with the Bible now because they let humans come in between their relationship with God, and they think that a man actually wrote all the Bible, which technically, if we talking about the hand that wrote the Bible, then yeah, cool. But when you think about the fact that all creativity, all communication, even what I'm saying right now, this is not all me. It's some of this is me, some of this is her, but not 100% of what we're saying is us. God always speaks through other people. God ain't gonna come down to planet Earth and say the shit itself or do the shit itself. Like, God communicates to the world, for the world, through the world. So I say that to say it's definitely God in that Bible. And one thing that's God in that Bible is the power of the tongue. That shit is real. One thing that's God in the Bible is if you get 2 or more people to come together in the name of God or for any cause, even if it's bad, that shit gonna happen, boy. If they put that energy and sync that shit up, oh, that shit finna happen, nigga. So I say that to say her love for Dungeon Family, my love for Dungeon Family, her love and desire to be an artist, my love and desire to be an artist, a professional recording artist, making music off our craft, doing this as a dream career. Both of them separate energies that we didn't even know existed from each other before we met each other. When we met each other and synced up, now that energy compounds because it's not just my energy no more. Now it's my energy and her energy. It ain't just her energy. Now it's her energy and my energy. That shit compounds. And if it don't make sense to you, just imagine Thanksgiving when the family come together, but everybody bring a plate. Not a plate, but everybody bring a dish. You know what I mean? If I just bring the macaroni and don't nobody else bring nothing, I mean, we gonna eat good. I love macaroni and I don't have to have nothing to go with it. But when I bring the macaroni, she bring the turkey, this person bring the dressing, this person bring the cranberry sauce, this person bring the yams, this person bring the drinks, this person bring the cups, this person bring the paper towel. All this shit matters. And
everybody has a role.
And at the end of the day, guess what happens? The intention that all of us have, which is to eat good as fuck at on Thanksgiving and enjoy each other's company, that becomes a reality. It ain't no different. It ain't no different. And I'm telling you, I know when God speak through me because it be shit that come to my mind and that I say that I've never thought about before. You know what I'm saying? or I'll have a very in-depth understanding of something that it's never crossed my mind. But for some reason, I have a very in-depth understanding of this. That's God. That's God. I don't know who experiences that, but that's regular for me. That's God. So like,
I would say everybody experience it. We
on some level,
we
definitely.
just don't.
Ain't
We're
conscious
not
of it.
aware. Yeah.
Ain't conscious of it. But like, the things that's happening in regards to us building a relationship with Dungeon Family, it's only happening because that energy is compounding. And for me, I can't speak for her, but for me personally, I'm very good at holding an image in my head and going to that image in my head on a regular basis. Like, I see me.
I'm working on that.
I see me, but it's just a focus thing. It's just what you focus on. Like, I got a lot of shit I don't focus on that I need to focus on, but I know my priorities though. The shit that's gonna change my life and the lives of those around me, I do not allow my mind or my subconscious to lose sight of it. So no matter what I have right now or what I don't have right now, I know all that shit happening because I never lose sight of it. And on top of me not losing sight on it, I never stop working towards it. So the energy compounded. And even for real, like, I see our tour bus clear as day in my head. I look at it regularly. I know the colors of it. I see the designs on it. I see all of it. As long as I keep seeing it and holding it and believing it and then allowing myself to feel the joy and the fucking happiness that I feel, knowing that we finna go in this bitch and travel the world, oh, it's coming. It's coming. It's definitely coming. I don't know how, but it's coming. It's coming, dog. And this Dungeon Felon shit ain't no different. And the Dungeon Felon shit just one piece of a bigger plan. For me. It's one piece of a bigger plan. And all of this shit that I'm talking about, I didn't create this intellect or this understanding or these theories. This shit is at least like this hundreds of years, probably thousands of years of a philosophy and an understanding that's been utilized by humans probably through all of existence. But I know this shit ain't new. This ain't new. This shit old. This shit is very old. The Bible is talking about the same principles I'm talking about now. The Bible. You know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta believe and you gotta have that faith and you can't lose sight of it. You know, and you can't let other people get in your head and fuck with your programming. So like, I ain't surprised we on the stage with Good and Mob, man. I ain't surprised that that's happening. Even if it didn't happen, let's just say it didn't happen. If it didn't happen November 20th, it's still gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It ain't nothing gonna stop that. So like, from my perspective,
even if we wasn't on the stage, we were gonna be in that building.
Yeah.
We're gonna be around.
Facts. Cause we were gonna go to the show either way. But it means so much to go this way. To not have to pay to be there. Cause we ain't paying, we're not paying to perform. You know what I mean? And the way we even got to perform is crazy because it was completely unexpected. You know what I mean? I didn't know Janita Lane existed, but she knew we existed. And even been to one of our shows, one of our Lane Voices shows before. I had no earthly idea. But that's how she was familiar with us. And she's seen us perform multiple times. You know what I mean? So it's like, keep working, y'all. Whatever you doing, keep working, man. Fuck these niggas, bro. I don't say that on no negative shit. I say that on some fuck these niggas, as in know what you need to be focused on. Fuck all the sideline chatter. Don't ever lose a basketball game because you worry about niggas on the bench or in the crowd. Fuck them, bro. Your goal is the goal. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's just the way. I don't know, man. It took a lot for me to get in this space. Because I got a whole bunch of signs in my charts and most of them bitches are fixed signs. So it's hard for me to move in and out of some shit and change certain shit within myself because I got so many fixed signs in my chart. But I'm so diligent about that shit. I work on that shit every day, every fucking day. You know what I mean? Working on changing myself, bettering myself, improving myself, tapping in with myself, not being less secure about myself, like just different shit. And we come from Albany, Georgia, man. This city don't support nobody. You know what I mean? Like this city, and it ain't no. It's not like it's not places like this all over the world, but it's just one of them places where they don't fuck with you until the world fuck with you. So You can definitely get discouraged here. I've definitely been discouraged here. But no matter all the discouragement I faced and all the people who shitted on me and didn't believe that I had value and worth for what I was doing because it was different, none of that shit is stopping the progress. Because again, we are God-made, not man-made. We're not man-made.
Not to cut you off.
You can cut me off.
And I
We
know
talking.
this like sideline kind of.
Let go.
I just found out she just said Cool Breeze gonna be there too.
Oh, shit.
She said that on the live today. Cool
Oh,
Breeze.
shit.
Cool Breeze will be at the show as well.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
November 20th, we will have that ticket link down at the bottom as
Yeah,
well.
man.
So if you're in the area or around the area and want to catch this show, we got that ticket link in the description as well.
Ooh, I ain't know Cool Breeze.
I
was
didn't either.
coming.
I didn't know that till today.
Oh, I did not know that.
So
Man, look.
she, like I
Man.
said, shout out to Miss Janita Lane. She doing some big things, man. We thank you for this opportunity, man. Thank you
And
for
I ain't gonna lie,
wanting us
Janita.
to
My bad.
go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie, Janita. I want to fuck with you on some other shit outside of this, man. I want to fuck with you on some other shit outside of this, but we got your contact. We'll talk.
Definitely.
But I don't know, man. It's just you gotta believe, man. You really gotta believe, y'all. And that's what Kanye talking about. That's really what Ye talking about. Like, just Ye really on some like, bro, you gotta know what the fuck you do. Like, for real, you gotta know what you do. You gotta know who you are, and you can't let nobody shake that. And what I love about Kanye interview is how unapologetic it was. The shit was super unapologetic. And that's the part that kind of made me cringe, because he was saying shit that I personally, just me, because I believe in tact, and
That was the tact of it all. Just
I believe in tact and respect. So it's like
of certain
it's
parts.
it's a lot of people that I know and that's from where I'm from that I could say some shit about. You know what I mean? Because of certain dealings we've had about shit that I ain't necessarily think were cool. But like, I would never, ever, 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 ever get online and say something that could even be interpreted as shitting on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like for me now, I can't worry about what another person interpret. But for me, I'm not finna go online and talk shit about nobody that I can pick up the phone and call. You know what I mean? Like, straight up. But there has been cases where I did say some shit just to kind of let the public know that, hey, it's certain people who moving in a certain way, and if you gonna fuck with these people, you need to know that this is how these niggas move. Because at the end of the day too, now you gotta point out if you want to save the sheep, you gotta point out the wolves. You gotta do that. If you want to save the sheep, now you gotta point out the wolves. You know what I mean? So I get that, but in Kanye case, I don't really think he would point out wolves, but he did what he felt like he needed to do for his evolution, and who am I to tell him not to do that? But it was a great interview, man. It was a great interview.
Loved it.
I love what he said about homeless people, because there are people who want to be homeless.
Mm-hmm.
I got a project called Food for Thought that I put out in 2012, and the dude that opened it up and did poetry was a homeless dude in Little 5 Points in Atlanta, Georgia. I talked to him. I recorded him. We talked, and I recorded it. And the shit that I put on the project was what was recorded on the camera when we was talking. And he did some poetry. I think I paid him $5. He just wanted like $5 or something. And he flat out told me he free. You know what I'm saying? So like, we can't say what another person's happiness is. We can't say what another person should want. We can't say really what another person should do, because we don't know God plan for that person. God got a bird's eye view of all this shit. We only see this way. You know what I'm saying? We only see this way. God sees this way. You know what I mean? God see the
You got a
whole
bird's eye view.
God see the whole world in detail from a bird's eye view. You know what I mean? When I look at Kaya, I just see Kaya. I don't see what's going on outside. I don't see what's going on in his door. I don't see what's going on in Atlanta. God see all this shit. You know, and not only do God see all this shit, God see all time. Meaning God see November, what the day is, the 6th?
Yes.
God see November 6th, 2021, and God also see May 30th, 3040. You know what I'm saying? Like, God see all that shit, bro. all that shit. So like, I don't know, man. It just, I don't know, bro. I just think on some different shit. I think on some different shit, man. And Ye think on some different shit. And that's why I love Ye. That's why Ye inspires me. That's why he motivates me. That's why he's an unofficial mentor of mine and he don't even know it. Like, I've been studying Ye since like 2003. You know what I mean? 2002, my bad. Because I just recognized when I heard the mixtape he dropped before College Dropout, I just recognized like, this nigga on the same shit I'm on. You know what I mean? He on the same shit, bro. But it's the age of Aquarius, man. This shit different now. This shit different out here. Now, I don't know if y'all know, but this whole world is shifting on some completely different shit now.
Yeah.
Like, this shit different.
The stuff that we watch on, that we've seen and over the centuries, maybe not centuries, decades. I'll say decades.
Yeah, we can say decades. For our time, decades.
Yeah, decades. In movies and shows and everything we've been like, ooh and ah about, it's literally finna come to fruition. Like, it's gonna be cool because it's like, oh snap, I didn't know that this was gonna happen, but it's gonna be weird.
Yeah.
To a good degree, because it's really finna go. I say this, the scare that we thought we was gonna have, or the
I already know where you going.
with millennium when
Yep, Y2K. I already know where you going.
it's finna be that shit.
It's yeah.
It took 20 years, 21 years for that to happen.
So think about this. If it took 21 years for what we thought was going to happen in Y2K to actually happen, and it might not happen exactly like that, but this is definitely a variation of that. In my brain, it made me think, okay, so are we 21 years behind what we expect in the world? Because if we are, then man, but we got a lot more shit to cover that we don't even know.
It was the end
It's
of
a lot more shit.
analog. We're now into the digital all
completely,
the way.
completely digital. Them niggas talking about a metaverse. I know I ain't finna be on Facebook. I don't want to be basically playing video games on social media, dog. I don't even play social media games. I got a PlayStation for that. But like, and even with games like fucking Dragon Ball Fighters, you know how when you see me play the game and shit, I gotta walk around with this big head ass character. I don't want to do shit like, I just want to fight, nigga. Let me pick my characters and fight. I don't want to walk around and
I don't really
put clothes on my avatar and shit.
I think it's neat to socialize with other people with your little avatars and stuff, because it's like you dealing with them but not really dealing with them directly.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, part of the reason why I like dealing with customer service when it comes down to just a job, I like dealing with people.
Facts.
It's a connection.
Facts.
When I go to the grocery store, I would prefer to go in a line with somebody finna ring me up versus
Facts.
doing a self-checkout, because I can talk to that person if I got a question about something.
Sometimes I don't want to talk to nobody though. I just want to get my shit and go. So I fuck with the self checkout for those days. But I'm like you, I do want to, cause I have dope conversations with cashiers often. So I'm with you on that.
And
one.
I understand.
I'm with
I
you
like,
on that.
I ain't even got to go into that, but that's my point.
Mm-hmm.
So, the scary part for me about this change is the change in connection with people, like
Facts.
how we're gonna
Facts.
go and communicate, because we already struggling with communication now as it is. It's like a
Facts.
breakdown of communication, which is
Facts.
needed because it's conversations that are being had that need to be had.
Facts.
But it could also go in a direction where we completely sever. And I don't know where we're gonna be as a species, as human beings. Like, where are we gonna go from there once we lose that? Because we're here because of that.
Facts.
So it's but we gonna see. We gonna see. Because it might bring us together. I don't see it just yet. Because it's early. We fresh in this thing. We ain't even, the egg ain't even hatched.
Mm-hmm.
It's just tapping right now. Like,
What's that nigga on Garfield?
is you got Sheldon and you got Egbert, I think.
It's like them niggas. You might see a leg or some shit, but that bitch ain't out the shell though. Like this
I think
shit.
it's Egbert.
This shit, like, I don't know, man. This shit different, man. Like, the world is changing. Like, And I'm not gonna lie, since 2009, I've been waiting for the age of Aquarius. I've been waiting on it because one, I am an Aquarius, so I knew that was the time when my superpower was gonna get real activated.
I don't never want to see the age of Cancer. 'Cause
Hey, but check me out though. Check me out, right? We was in the age of Pisces, if I'm correct, before this shit. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know. But then again, we might have been in the age of Capricorn. I don't know. I'm gonna look
I
that
think
up.
it was Pisces.
I think it was too. You know what I mean? But see, the thing is, the age of Jesus was the age of Pisces, which is why the Bible got the fish and the loaves shit. Like that whole shit symbolized the age of Pisces. You know what I mean? So like,
But then again, cancers are nurturing, so maybe. But then again, we can be smothering.
I mean, everything got its pros. Everything got yin and yang, man. But the age of Aquarius is the spiritual awakening of the world. You know what I mean? So like,
You can already you've been saw it shifting.
we in it. But the thing about that is, as much as we're being awakened, everybody not waking up now. That ain't the age of Aquarius. Don't mean 100% of society gonna awaken and know what the fuck going on and actually act in it and move in it. It's still gonna be niggas who gonna go way over there on some whole other shit that ain't really for real connected to the reality of this existence and the betterment of mankind. And every movie that has a hero has a villain. So if we gonna have a spiritual awakening, it's gonna always be people who also want to keep us asleep.
Every pro has a con.
Every pro, yin and yang. Yin and yang. Yin is positive, yang is negative, but really both are positive because both make a whole. And if it ain't whole, it ain't right. So technically, bad things are good and good things are good too. They both have to happen. You know what I mean?
Sometimes too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
Facts. Some of your favorite, whatever your favorite food is, try eating that bitch every day for 4 months and tell me how much you like it by the time that the end of that 4th month come. You're not going to like it the same. You're going to be like, God damn, I'm tired of eating this shit.
I love chips, but I can't eat chips all day, every day for 50 years. It's not going to work.
Facts. You know what I mean? So
I want
it's just
some chips now.
But it's just, I don't know, man. We in a different time, man. I am interested in seeing the whole metaverse shit. What I'm really not looking forward to, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't looking forward to that iRobot shit.
Yeah, I ain't with that.
Hey, them niggas can kiss my ass with the with the iRobot shit.
I ain't trying to connect with them. They don't connect with me.
It's just, my thing is, and the shit we watched on the shit we watched on YouTube with the dude who was I want to say he was like Arab or some shit.
I forgot his name.
The
I know
gay
he's talking
dude,
about, yeah.
I think he was like a scientist or something, but he was talking about the artificial intelligence and the development of that, and he had some very good questions. He was talking about the cars that drive themselves, right? And he had this concept and this scenario, which is very likely. He was like, what happens when the car is driving you and you in the back seat sleep and a kid just jumps out in the road or something jumps out in the road, but at the same time you have this big transfer truck coming on the oncoming traffic side. Does the car know what choice to make? Do you hit the kid or do you swerve and risk the person you driving being killed, by the oncoming traffic? Does the car have the intelligence, the compassion, and the reasoning capabilities to know what's best to do in that scenario? Is there going to be a way that you can go in and change the settings with the car or some shit, or give it like I guess program it to know what to do in certain circumstances? Is it going to be like that? Like, what level of control are we really going to have when it comes to the intelligence of artificial intelligence?
And the fact that it's artificial, man, like,
yeah,
I understand computers have the capacity to calculate all these different numbers of possibilities and outcomes. Mm-hmm. But it just don't have what you were saying, like
the human element,
the emotional attachment or connection with whatever that's going on, or the spiritual connection to help you discern whatever it is to make the decision. So whatever decision that it might make, like, might be literally no heart in it, of course, and be like, well, the better chance is
Yep.
that child finna get hit.
Yep. Basically, emotional intelligence. It don't have it has artificial intelligence, which is basically just numbers and shit that can be quantified and calculated, but it don't have emotional intelligence. It doesn't have compassion. It doesn't factor in things like this is an 80-year-old, this is a 7-year-old whose life who life is best to take in that scenario. Cause a human, me personally, I'm gonna say the 80-year-old every time, just off the strength that they didn't already live their lives. This 7-year-old ain't even had a chance to live their lives. So if I can say the 7-year-old, I'm gonna say the 7-year-old. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck if it was a fucking demon spun from hell type child. I'm still gonna say that nigga, cause it's like shit. But you got a whole life ahead of you. You might be able to change, but it just don't have. It's just, are these things gonna be able to think like that?
And I strongly think that they can't.
Yeah.
I don't care how long it's gonna take. It's not possible. Like, they're not human. But I understand humans too we deal with those same type of dilemmas.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't always make the right decision. But the fact that we have that ability matters. Like, honestly, them self-driving cars, they nice. They nice. I don't want it though. I want control over what I'm in.
I like driving.
Like,
I like driving.
if
Like,
I
don't
make
have no
a
problem
mistake, that's
driving.
on me. But I don't want it on a computer that could malfunction while I'm driving because you doing what you want to do, because that's how your operating system is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. And I might be thinking too far. I ain't dove in how that stuff run or none of that, because honestly, I don't care. I don't want it. But
But at the same time, it's gonna be flawed because it's man-made.
it's man-made, and we are flawed.
It's gonna be flawed. Like, even
Because
like,
we are flawed, what we make will be flawed.
and just like you said, like, we struggle to make decisions in certain scenarios like that. So of course a machine gonna struggle
Heck
because
yeah.
it don't have humanity.
Not
But
now.
my thing is this. This is my thing when it comes to artificial intelligence and shit like cars that drive you, specifically cars that drive you around. Why we can put more faith in a car that was programmed and made to drive us around, but can't put that same faith in God, who has provided for us our entire lives at times when we had no earthly idea what the fuck to do. It's people that don't believe in God because they can't prove shit. But what can you prove in a car that's driving you exactly? That shit ain't gonna be 100%. Nothing is 100%. You know what I mean? So it's like,
It's always going, you might get 99.5%, 98, 97% or whatever, but it ain't gonna never be that full 100.
and the thing is, again, why do we have more faith in things than we do in God? It's so many people who's
It's tangible.
It's so many people who's struggling. I didn't know what was happening until I looked over. I just heard some rubbing shit. but it's so many people, man, who don't believe in God. Like, straight up don't believe in God, and God is like literally the reason you're here.
But
you know?
your blessing's tangible.
You say what?
I think people don't believe in God and believe in the other stuff is because you can't actually, you can't actually touch God. But the blessings that God give you are tangible. They are here.
Some of them.
Some of them, not all of them, but some of them.
Is different. Dang.
That's not actually tangible. But I feel the air go up my nose when I inhale.
But you can't grab it.
But I can feel these walls that we living in. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can feel the ground under my feet. So it's like those things are tangible. But for whatever reason, people still don't believe that God exists or God is ever present.
Because my personal take on that, I think we struggle to believe in God because we focus on man. We focus on man. I can't think of how many atheists I know and just people who really on the fence about God. And it really ain't about anything God did. It's really about what a dude did. Like, your pastor at church, who's supposed to help you connect with God, should never be the reason you disconnect from God. Fuck that nigga. If that nigga on some flaw fucked up shit and he pimping the church, fuck that nigga. But don't say fuck God because of a fuck nigga. Like, that don't make sense to me. That would be like me. That would be like me not trusting Kanye and thinking Kanye cheating on me just because other women cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird. Like, it's about her. It ain't about them. You know what I'm saying? It's about her. You know what I mean? So, like, which is crazy because we kind of talked about that yesterday in our own way. But it's like, it's about her. My focus is her. My focus is God. My focus is not a fucking church. My focus is not a pastor, a bishop. My focus ain't no human. My focus is God. And I understand the way this shit goes. Like, and I could be wrong, but in my whole of hearts, I believe, I thoroughly understand when it come to God, how this shit really go. God is in everything. God is in every truth, and God is in every false. You know what I mean? Like, God is constantly present. So when a nigga is lying, even in his lie, God is present. You know what I mean? When a nigga is lying in church and pimping the church, even though the pastor himself might be flawed, or the congregation, or the people that's sitting in the pews, whatever, whoever, God's still in that building. God ain't not there. You know, you got to learn how to fish through the bullshit. You got to know how to filter shit out and see through it and be able to see the real essence of God in it. And if you more connected with the God in you, you can better see, recognize, and connect with the God in other things. It's just the way it go for me. I can go to church because I don't expect church to build my relationship with God. That's not what church does to me. It just helps me better understand if the church is operating the way it's supposed to. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to let a crooked pastor change how I feel about God. I'm not going to let the fact that niggas took the Bible and threw some bullshit in there, and not the whole shit, because most of it is for real. Now, the stories, I'm not going to lie, I don't know. I don't know with the stories, but to me, it's not about the stories. To me, it's about the principles, the universal principles that you can actually see if you look around with conscious eyes. Correction, with a conscious eye. If you look with a conscious eye, an opened eye, you can see God in the Bible, and you can see the Bible in your life. It's right here, right there. It's all in front of you. It's right here. We live in Revelations right now. That ain't a coincidence. They didn't wait till this shit started happening and then wrote Revelations. You know how old Revelations is? You know what I mean? And yeah, they took books out and all that other shit. But again, that's man. That's not God. We got to know what to focus on. I'm learning so much of life is about focus.
I'm just not scratching the surface with that, but now I'm just like, oh shit.
Well, I've been playing in the
Bam.
dirt. I've been playing in the dirt all my life, but I done been digging this hole so long.
But
I'm getting to it, but
okay. So I just had this thought. This is kind of weird. So when you said you got to see with your eye, I was like, so we all Cyclops. And then I thought about it, I was like, no, not really, because we still got these other two eyes, so we Triclops. And then I had another thought where I was like,
oh, that's funny.
Dang, what was it? Dang. What were we just talking about?
We was talking about being able to see God with your third eye. That's what I was just talking about.
Oh, Revelations.
Oh, yeah.
So when you said Revelations, soon as you said Revelations, I saw Matrix, Revelations. And I was like, oh, shit. And when you pay attention to the movie, because it's 3 parts. Ain't it? It's 3?
I mean, it's
a trilogy, right?
It's a trilogy, but that third one ain't Revelations, it's Revolutions.
Revolutions.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. But I'm going to still say what I
Yeah,
say.
it's still a fit, I'm sure.
So, I came across something on Facebook where they're actually are really close, where people can, or maybe not really close, but they are already in the process of figuring out where people who wants to conceive a child, but don't necessarily want to carry it, they have those fake wombs.
Oh, okay, on some Matrix shit.
Yes, and I was
I
just
see where you
like,
going.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah. So, and it's literally like they'll call and be like, hey, your food ready.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I go pick up my baby.
Mm-hmm.
That on one end for some people is great for the ones
some
who
folks'
actually
body can't
can't.
handle it.
But on the flip side, for the ones who just want to do the option just for the sake of doing the option,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it's so inhumane. The mother don't have the connection with the baby, and the baby don't have the connection with the mama. The baby is learning stuff while in the womb.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
we bonding because you're in me. So if that part is not even there, it's kind of like it's gonna take more to connect, if the connect even will. You know what I'm saying?
How crazy is it that humanity is so adamant about dehumanizing humanity?
It's so weird. It don't make sense to me.
Like, why? Like, you'll never hear me call myself a god, even though I know in the Bible God say ye are gods. Like, we are gods. I get it. But you'll never, ever really for real hear me call myself a god, because I'm so happy to be a human. I'm happy to be human. I'm happy. I don't look at human as a weak thing. Like, I really don't. I don't see that as a weak thing. Like, do you realize how much we overcame? Like, even what we talking about now, as much as I emphatically disagree with where the fuck we going with shit, think about the shit we are accomplishing though. Like, shit, we doing shit like this. I might not fuck with it, but on the other side of the coin, I can't help but be like, but we some amazing motherfuckers to be able to even do this shit. To think it and manifest it and do it, that's some amazing shit.
Because even the stuff I'm talking
That's
about,
some amazing
it's
shit,
like
man.
the fact that we're able to create it, think it, and do it, it's like, oh my God. But on the flip side, it's like,
That's the
oh
God
my
power.
God.
That's the God power.
You got to be careful
Manifesting.
with your power. Be careful with it now.
With great power comes great responsibility. Shout out to Uncle Ben.
Be careful. It's just the same as being careful with what you say, because there's power, like what you were saying earlier, there's power in the tongue.
Yep.
Like, it's literally a spell. Like, there is power. We have, me saying this now is like, because I've never actually just flat out just said it, although it's like I know it. But it's like we have immense power that we don't even realize. Like, just simply the thought of there's power in our words.
Yep.
It's power in the thought which made us form the words. It's power in our bodies to even perform the actions, like, and come up with these big extravagant things like this microphone,
Yep.
the camera, these computers. Like, I don't understand none of this stuff, but somebody did
Mm-hmm.
and made it work. A light bulb, I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Glasses, I can see.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
all it took was like a small problems. We are trying to solve problems, but every problem don't need to be solved. But I mean,
Every problem ain't a problem.
yeah. So, but
Every problem ain't a problem.
the fact that we have the capacity to do it is mind blowing. It's amazing, but it's like be careful. Be careful with that power, man.
But see, this is my thing. For like, this be my thing when me and you talk sometimes in certain conversations. It's like, if we as humans have that capacity and capability, and we're that level of competent and we're able to do the things that we've done in history, especially on a technological level, why should we ever limit ourselves in what we can do? Don't get me wrong, now everybody don't have the same strengths, but nigga, look at what we have done as a species on planet Earth. Clearly we are limitless beings. Ain't no reason to limit ourselves. For real.
That's also why they doing what they doing now. What we was talking about with this metaverse stuff.
What you mean?
Ain't no limits. They don't give themselves a limit. They gonna
we're greedy.
They're gonna
We're
push
greedy,
and test
definitely.
all them limits.
We're greedy, definitely. But we're greedy and we don't know when to stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be our downfall as a species.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever the next species that's gonna take over and run this shit after we the fuck gone, it's gonna be because we didn't know when to stop.
We ran into that wall like them crash dummies.
We never content. Like, I got homies who really think being content is a bad thing. Ain't nothing wrong with being content. Being content and being complacent is not the same thing. Complacent is not wanting nothing, not giving a fuck about trying to achieve nothing, do nothing. You just like, well, shit, I ain't got nothing. I'm just not gonna have nothing. I'm cool with that. Content, however, is being able to say, you know, I appreciate what I have. I appreciate what I have. I want more, but if I don't get more, I'm satisfied. It's okay to be satisfied. We don't have to see how far technology can go. We just need to get technology to a point where we're satisfied and can live a life that's good for us. Because if we go too far over there, it's a done deal.
Yeah.
It's a done deal. When y'all, and I know they're going to do this because I already see where y'all going with this shit. So when they start doing this shit where robots can learn and develop their intelligence by just learning more and more, it's gonna literally be like our robot. Like, hey nigga, you know shit you shouldn't know. You doing shit you shouldn't be doing. This shit going very left right now.
They already have the technology and even utilizing it.
Facts.
You have it on you all day long.
Facts.
It is your phone.
Facts.
Google,
and
Facebook,
they making bots and shit.
Instagram, YouTube, all of those are learning your everyday habits, what you like to look at, what you look up, what you type, how you type.
Yep.
Your phone started learning how you type before we even really started diving into Facebook.
And still fuck up what you typing.
So it's like, it really does.
Still fuck up what you typing.
Like, they slowly integrate these things and it becomes second nature to us to the point we don't even realize like how big this stuff is finna blow up. So now it's like, yeah, these gadgets is learning your TVs, everything they learning and these robots that they're going to start slowly putting out, and they have shown they they will sit and watch and learn. They'll hold a conversation with you and remember and store what you've said, what you've done, and everything else to try to use it for the next go round, and so on and so forth.
Look up these robots they got now that they working on, and they've already developed some of them bitches and everything, called Sophia. It's a robot called Sophia, and it's one called Grace. Look them bitches up on YouTube.
And Grace supposed to be her sister, right?
I don't know all that. I don't get into shit like that. My thing is this.
They made her a companion.
My thing is this, and I hope you your own person, but I hope you keep this in mind as shit progress. Don't get lost in the sauce. Like, shit progressing, but you don't have to adopt the mentality of the shit. Because I'm not calling no two robot sisters. Like, fuck that. Like, I just thought
it was funny they said
I don't give a fuck what they saying. I'm not, because if I allow myself to start, like, doing that, before you know it, I'm gonna be programmed with that. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna literally really be drinking the punch. I'm not drinking the punch, dog. Them two fucking robots. Beginning, middle, and end of the story right there. Them two robots, my nigga. I don't give a fuck what they try to, cause they gonna do it. They're going to do it. They're going to fuck with our brains and make us try to see these robots as like real, actual things. And they are not. They are not. I don't give a fuck how many episodes of the Jetsons I see. Rosie was not part of the family. She wasn't. She wasn't, dog. And I like Rosie. She was one of my favorite characters. But that bitch was
I used to want a Rosie.
She could shorts. I never
till
did.
I got smart.
I ain't want Rosie. I wanted the dog.
Astro was my
I wanted
dude.
Astro. Give me Astro, nigga. I feel Andre on the Love Below, and he was like that kid, I can't remember how he worded the bar, but it was on the very last song, and he was talking about just one looking for something real in this world. Never found it, but I started liking this girl. Like, like I was that kid, I was that teenager, and I am that man. I'm always looking for something real in the world. I don't like it if it ain't real. I don't give a fuck how good it feel. I don't give a fuck how good it is. If it ain't real, I don't want nothing to do with it. That's just how I'm wired. Like, I make music the way I make, because if my music ain't real, I would rather just not make music. If I can't talk about real shit, like this podcast, we ain't talking about no bullshit. If we can't talk about some real shit, I don't want to talk about it. Now we can joke and talk about funny shit. It ain't gotta be deep and serious. I'm all with that because I love to laugh. I love to joke. But at the end of the day, though, I don't have no energy or time for fake shit. Like, I would rather say something that may hurt your feelings, but is real, than to tell you some fake shit that's gonna make you happy. Like, and anybody who fuck with me gotta accept that, because that's gonna always be the case. I'm never changing. I'm never gonna be no fake nigga. Like, ever. That is not who I am. That ain't who I wanna be. That ain't who God made me to be. I'm looking for the real. I'm trying to put out the real. I want to be attached and connected to the real. I don't ever want to lose sight of the real. These niggas is taking their world and turning this shit into some fake shit. And we gonna have to figure out what the fuck we gonna do about it. But at the end of the day, man, no matter what happened, keep your faith in God, because God knows I got my faith in God. All this shit gonna pan out and it's gonna work out. But it is gonna get worse before it get better, y'all. But it is going to get better. These motherfuckers is working on trying to save and download your consciousness after you die into a robot. What they really want to do is try to create immortality. They trying to figure out so bad how we can be immortal. And in my brain, I'm like, that's fucking possible. We can't be immortal. I don't give a fuck if you can download my consciousness and put it in a beep bop boop bop ass nigga. The thing is, we got to realize, like, what life actually is. Like, you're just not alive if you in a robot, dog. Like, I get that they trying to do that on some bicentennial man shit, but bro, that ain't real life, man. Your spirit gonna be gone.
I just had the thought.
Spirit gonna be gone, nigga.
Who said I wanted to stay here?
Facts.
I done had my experience here.
But hold on, Doc, because I'm pretty sure that's gonna be some shit you gotta sign off on. I don't think they just gonna random. I don't think they just
What's
gonna.
that movie? It's some I can't remember who was in it. Was it Ryan Reynolds, Jim Carrey? I don't know, but
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
I can't remember who was in it, but it's in the movie, the dude had died, but he signed off on this whatever, and they stored all his memories and stuff. And I think he was in like another body, but something was happening with the body, and then he had to decide, like, would he continue to move on?
I know what movie you talking about. I can't think of the name of it right now though. I know exactly what movie you talking about.
Yeah, I can't, but I know it would have to be some kind of waiver, but it's like, dude,
yeah,
just let me go on.
Yeah. It just, I don't know, man. The sad thing about life is we really don't value it. Like, we don't really value it the way we should. And I can tell we don't value it by how what we risk it on. I can tell we don't value it by what we take it. Like, what makes us take it. Like, the shit people kill over.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can tell you can't really value life if you'll shoot a nigga over $50. Like, you can't. If you'll kill a nigga over money, period, you can't really value life, dog. Like, you can't, like, because if you value life, then you value all lives. If you value all lives, then you ain't gonna take nobody's life away from their families over no money. Tangible money? Some shit that you can literally lose if you just leave your wallet behind. Like, ain't no way. But the way we move with life, it just really shows how little we value it. You know what I mean? And, like, unfortunately, the people who doing all this shit, all these scientists and shit, they so blinded by their ambitions as scientists to have the next evolutionary breakthrough that they lost sight of the value of actual life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like with the robot nurses and shit, Sophia and Grace. Nigga, my mama don't want to go to the hospital, to the doctor for her checkups and talk to no robot.
Mm-hmm.
My mama's 65 years old, bro. She is not gonna be comfortable with that.
No, I wouldn't be comfortable with that.
I wouldn't be comfortable with that. Imagine a nigga getting a prostate exam, a prostate check, and it's a fucking robot doing it. Like, hell no.
I'm not even comfortable completely with always having to speak to the automated systems
Facts.
on the phone before
Facts.
I really reach a person.
Facts.
Then when I reach a person, I can't understand what the hell you saying because you talking so damn fast.
Kamali at MediaCom is irritating as fuck to me.
Oh yeah, Molly
I
aggravate
don't
me.
fuck with Molly.
She aggravate me.
I'm like, God damn, Molly haul ass. But I be hitting zeros so fucking fast. Get the fuck off.
All
me,
types
man.
of computer codes. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Let me try one.
Shit, yeah, you try every number. I'll try the pound sign. I'll try everything I can think of to just get me a nigga. And then when I get a nigga, be like, hello, welcome to the about. And I'm just like, shit, I'll take that. I'll take that, dog. I'll take that.
Oh.
I'll take that. We gonna have a communication. We gonna have some
I'd
complications.
rather deal with your short patience
I'll take
than
it,
Molly,
boy.
man. I can't
I'll
deal
take
with
it, boy.
Molly's solid, Grace, Sarah. I can't deal with them robots,
Now
man.
with my phone bill, I don't mind because that's pretty straightforward and quick and easy. But Molly be on some other shit. But with my phone bill, it be easy. But the only thing with the phone bill shit with Page Plus, I just be like, they ask you to at first, are you gonna make your payment with a card or a PIN number? And you hit 1 or 2, whatever
Then
your
you
shit.
hit 2.
And then it take you to the next shit and ask you the same damn thing again, dog.
I don't understand.
I'm like, boy, if y'all niggas,
I do not understand.
I'm like, bruh, if y'all niggas, what the fuck? But anyway,
So you think I'm lying?
yeah, like it's like them niggas don't think you sure. Like, nigga, I know how I want to pay. Don't ask me this. Like, man,
And that's the issue I do not want to deal with Grace and the other little nigga.
Sophia.
Sophia. Goddamn.
I don't know, man. But look, we ain't gonna talk y'all head out, man. You hungry, ain't I?
I am.
I'm definitely hungry at this point.
Speaking of which, today's episode has been not brought to you by Great Value Fruit and Grain Cereal Bar. This one is mixed berry.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I think we both can say that because we didn't talk about this shit. Hey, them bitches hit better than the Nutri-Grain bar. They hit better, dog.
They have more filling in it.
They got more filling, and I think the breading a little different.
It's a little softer. It's not
Man,
as
look.
dry as Nutri-Grain. The last time I had Nutri-Grain, they be kind of dry. I do still like them, but
Oh yeah, I used to fuck Nutri-Grain. No, even when I was in school and I had them bitches in my pocket, and them bitches will fuck around and get like smushed a little bit.
that was my after school snack.
For some reason, it seems like them bitches just taste better, bro.
Yes, they do. Don't let them get a little warm now, man. What?
Them bitches be
Bring
hitting,
back
bro.
the foil shiny paper Nutri-Grain.
Hey, for real now.
Bring back the shiny paper.
Hey, keep it real, Nutri-Grain. Keep it real now. Keep it real with yourself now. When you had the full shiny shit, when you had the goddamn more money, more problem suits on them
the
shit.
shiny man.
When you had the shiny suit shit. But look,
When I was going to Highland, boy, I was waiting on my snack.
Well,
I didn't
look,
eat my
man.
Nutri-Grain bar in the morning.
is there anything else we need to say before we do it though that we ain't touched on? Like as far as just catching them up on what the fuck been going on with us? Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. I had a pregnancy scare. I just found out that pregnancy is not based on gender no more. I had a pregnancy scare. I thought I was pregnant. You heard me, Bob. hey, I don't know if y'all caught that or if that shit picked up, but as soon as I said that, Bebop did a little bark. That nigga back there where we feed him and shit, because if we don't sit that nigga off to his own area to eat, he damn near won't eat. Or what he'll do is he'll take his food from the fucking bowl, come all the way in the room where we at with a few pieces, drop that bitch wherever we at, eat them, walk all the way back to the bowl. And he'll do that about 5 times until he decide, like, God damn, I'm just gonna stay here. So we just had that nigga back there, man. But
The Bebop Chronicles.
yeah, man, Bebop was like, you pregnant? That nigga like, what?
But yeah, man.
But nah, I'm just
That's-
joking. That's just some shit I saw on Facebook the day before yesterday. And I'm just like, I don't know, man. And speaking of which, though, with the transgender shit, I love everybody. I ain't got nothing against nobody.
Right.
But when it comes to this transgender shit, y'all, we gonna have to figure that out. That's some other shit that's gonna that's gonna make this world real weird. And not weird from the standpoint of you don't know who a man or who a woman, because that's always weird anyway. But it's gonna be weird from a standpoint of we're gonna have to figure out where the boundaries gonna be set. Cause I put on Facebook the other day, like I think we're gonna have to have a transgender bathroom. We can't, cause as a man, I don't want to use the bathroom with a trans man. It's a trans man when you a woman that turned to a man, right?
I get confused. This is why I said, well, not I said, but this is why I think that I'm thankful these conversations are being had because
Facts.
of the simple fact I don't understand. I am ignorant to this stuff, and honestly, even with the conversations, I still get a little confused.
It's confusing.
But they're being had. They need to be had because if we're gonna move forward in this life and in this world and where we're going to be able to coexist as people, we gotta try to understand
Facts.
everybody's side of this thing.
Facts.
And we need to try to understand y'all side.
Facts.
And also all sides need to be okay with, like, we're not going to get 100% everything we want or ask for.
And we're not going to agree on everything.
Exactly. So we love y'all. We just don't understand everything.
And y'all got to, the thing about it, if you happen to be transgender and watch this, hell, even for gay people that ain't transgenders, because it's still confusion.
And I know somebody that's transgender.
It's still confusion and conflict with the gay shit too. Like, not even just transgender, but just gay. The thing is, I just think all of us got to realize that, like, hey, it's a deeper conversation that we haven't had collectively yet. And until that conversation get had, it is going to be some confusion. It is going to be some misunderstandings. I, as a heterosexual black dude who was born in 1985, I'm not gonna fully understand all this other shit that niggas is talking about. And it's not that I'm against it. I want you to do whatever gonna make you happy.
Exactly.
Period. Cause your happiness ain't got shit to do with me. Do what make you happy. What I don't want is for you to be a man that got your surgery and shit, and now you identify as a woman, and then I meet you, and let's just say I wasn't with Kaya and I'm single. Don't front like you didn't get a surgery done. Like, just say that shit off rip. Like, I think they need to have like some type of identification, like a wristband, a card, something to just say, hey, I am this. Because my cousin almost went to prison for fucking up somebody that was a transgender and didn't tell him. You know what I mean? Like, it's a difference. If you gonna change your gender, well, you can't change your gender. We just gonna be for real. You can't change your gender. Them chromosomes. But if you're gonna change your body parts and identify as something, at least be upfront. Like, don't.
It's a respect thing.
Thank you. Like, just be give people a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Cause to me, that should be considered rape. That should be considered a form of rape if you know that you weren't born a woman or a man and you deal with somebody who's actually a heterosexual and y'all fucking or whatever y'all doing on a sexual level, and you don't tell that person what you are. That should be a crime.
So would that kind of be like equivalent to somebody who know they got like a STD and didn't tell?
And people go to jail for that.
They do.
It's it's plenty of people who done went to jail because they had AIDS and just fucking folks and not telling people. It's just respect. I'm so glad you used that word. It's just respect, y'all. But I just feel like in the future we're gonna have to figure out how we're gonna give everybody their space. Because if you look at how the world made, the way God designed the world, everything has its own space. You know what I mean? Like, birds and shit build nests in trees in different places, but they occupy a lot of the air just flying around and traveling and doing what they got to do, but they still come down and eat. But they be in the air a lot of times. Fish be in the water. Mammals be on the land. You know, everything is layered and has its own space. And I think God, being God, was intelligent enough to realize, like, hey, this shit'll be too crowded if everything occupied the exact same space. It has to have differentiation to help us with discernment, and also to make it where we can all utilize this same space, because the earth ain't but so big. So it's like, us as humans, we got to utilize that same principle, that same thought process, that same approach when it comes to just gender shit now. Like, hey, it should be a transgender bathroom, like, straight up. And if it ain't a transgender bathroom, then what it need to be is, in my personal opinion, and I'm an ignorant nigga, but I'm not no dumb nigga, but if it's not a transgender bathroom, then if you're a woman that turns into a man because you want to date men, no, how that would go? If you're a woman that turns into a man because you want to date women, you should use the men's bathroom. If you are a man that turns into a woman, you should use
The women's.
the women's bathroom. That shit is confusing.
It is.
to me.
It is. You have to really slow down and
Shit,
like,
yeah.
because I don't be wanting to say nothing wrong, and then I wind up
I ain't
confusing myself. No, I mean like trying to say what I'm trying to actually say because I'm saying words and
That shit
reversing.
crazy, man.
So it's like that's why I try not to say none of those words because I'm like I'm gonna mess all this up, and I'm literally not trying to offend nobody. I'm ignorant to it. Like I'm trying.
Yeah.
Be patient with us.
Yeah.
Be patient.
That's what my point was. That was my point. That was where I was headed. Like, be patient with us. Everybody don't hate you. There are people who hate y'all because y'all different, and that ain't no different from niggas hate me because I'm black. That ain't no different from some people hate me because I got dark skin, like colorism type shit. It happens. But just realize, I know y'all feel the heat and the pressure, and I know that this shit is weird and it's different, and you just want to be accepted and be able to live your life the way you want to live it, and you deserve that. That is your God-given right. But please have patience with those of us who don't understand this yet and who really just trying to adjust to it. You know what I mean? We all got to be patient with each other, man. That's really what this life shit is when it come to like human to human interaction. We got to have compassion for each other, and we got to be patient with each other because we don't understand each other like that. I've known Kaya for 7 years. I'm still getting to know her. Like, we've been together 7 years. I'm still getting to know her. You know, she's still getting to know me. We have to be patient with each other. We ain't always patient with each other, but we know that we have to, and we work on that. But we just got to realize we a family. Some people in your family got different situations than others. Some people's situations are a little more confusing than others, a little harder to understand than others, a little more complex than others. That's fine, but we still family. But just be patient with us. And for all the heterosexual people, we got to realize we have no right to judge or attack and tear anybody down because they different. You know what I mean? So, like, let's continue to spread black love. Let's continue to spread love.
Everybody too, though.
Facts. Let's continue to spread love, y'all. Let's continue that. Now, we need love. This shit work. And the only way the world, they say money make the world go round. Nigga, love make the world go round, nigga.
People.
You know what I mean? For real, like, we got to get back to love, man. That's just all it is, man. But at the end of the day, we thank y'all for tapping in with us. Thank y'all for checking out the fucking first episode of the second season. I ain't even know if we was going to do seasons and shit with this shit. But when we stopped and took a break and came back, it was like, oh, yeah, this is definitely a new season, nigga. But we came back before goddamn Childish Gambino done came back with goddamn Atlanta. Because we've been waiting.
It's a hold up for that. I read something.
I've been waiting on that
what
shit for a minute,
but
nigga.
We might get it, but it may be 2022.
That's cool. 2022 is like literally 2 months.
You're right.
2022
but it might
ain't
be late 2022. We gonna see.
Hey, long as we get it, because I love that show. But it's been some time, man. But we back. This the first episode. Hear ye, hear ye. / hear ye, hear ye. We like to play with words and shit. But we thank y'all for tuning in. What you finna say though?
I don't remember.
She don't remember. But look, y'all, we love y'all, man. Love each other. Love yourself, man. Chase your dream. Correction. That's programming. That's programming right there. Attract your dreams. Do what you want to do with your life. You know what I mean? Live the way you want to live. Respect other people who doing the same. Remember to practice compassion every day, and if you can, in every moment. And also realize you got to give yourself compassion. You know what I'm saying? But like, let's just be good, man. Let's be good people, man. Ain't none of us good. All of us ain't shit, but let's be good people, though. You know what I mean? And I don't mean we ain't shit like we ain't shit. I just mean we ain't shit because at the end of the day, it's the God in us that makes us good. Without God in us, we ain't shit. So at the end of the day, man, all the glory be to God. I hope y'all blessed. I hope y'all continue to be a blessing. And I want y'all to live the best lives you could possibly live, man. We'll be back next Sunday at 3 o'clock. Well, I don't know, cause YouTube had the weird shit. They got like, it got to be like 3:30 or 3. It was some weird shit.
3:20 something.
It was some weird shit. But anyway, the 3 o'clock hour, man, we dropping. So I'm gonna say 3, but y'all will know. But thank y'all for tuning in, man. I am Seafood Joe.
I'm Briley.
We Black Love, man. This is Lane Shit Different Day. And continue to be great. Peace.
To license it.
Check imbalances. Check them balances. Check imbalances. Check imbalances. Check imbalances. Check them balances. Check imbalances. Check imbalances. Check imbalances. Check them balances. Check imbalances. Check imbalances. Check imbalances. Check them balances. Check imbalances.